Welcome back to another episode of Simply Local, guys. Today we are going to be making tacos from scratch, so stay tuned. So we are making tacos, guys, and we're doing it from scratch. This is not no store-bought tacos we're talking about here. We are actually going to be making corn tortillas and we are pairing it with some nice seasoned chicken breast and a black bean salsa. And to help us make this Mexican delight today, we are going to be using the Bob's Red Mill Masa Harina, and this was sent over to us by our good friends over at Anthony P. Scott. Now don't go thinking that you could just use ordinary cornmeal. No, it must be Masa Harina, right? So we have that, and we have some products here from Goya. We have the olive oil, we have the black beans. Well, this is the olives I picked up, but this is the black beans here. We have the Sazon seasoning, which I am very familiar with because my mom uses this when she makes her take on Spanish rice. It gives it a nice flavor as well as a nice color. And the color comes from having a natto in it, which we know locally is ruku, right? And it has other ingredients like cumin and coriander, and we're going to be using this to flavor up our chicken. Next, we have some fresh ingredients. We have some shadow benny, of course, celery, we have tomatoes, chilies for a little heat, green peppers, red onion, and lime, which is it's an integral part of making Mexican dishes. The lime actually brightens and just wakes everything up. So we have that, and also we have some sweet corn. So stay tuned to see how we're gonna make these tortillas today. So we're going to make our corn tortillas now, and I don't want you to feel intimidated because Bob Red Mills make it so easy. It has the instructions right behind, right? But let me talk a little bit about what this Masa Harina is all about to show you that it's not a regular cornmeal. It is made with dried corn kernels that have been cooked and soaked in lime water before grinding. Yeah, it is ideal for traditional foods like tortillas, tamales, pupusas, and it's also a fantastic addition to baked goods. You could also even add it to soups if you want to thicken it, right? So we are going to get into it here. It's very easy to open, which I like. It's kind of greeny. And I'm going to measure out 2 cups of Bob's Red Mill Masa Harina. So this is a half cup here, so I need 4. If my math served me correctly. 4. Right. And now we need half a teaspoon of sea salt. So I'm just gonna eyeball this. Yeah. And 1.5 to 2 cups of hot water. And it didn't say warm water, it said hot water. So let me try the 1.5 first and see. And then we're going to mix it around. It says the dough should be firm and springy when touched. All right, so already I think I'm seeing we need that other half cup. Add that in. Right. Kind of fold it in. It says firm and springy when touched, not dry. Okay, definitely not dry. But I just want to mix until there are no more dry portions of the Masa Harina. So you don't want to see any dry parts. So you just want to mix it in. Make sure every piece or every bit of it is well hydrated. Kneading it. Similar to bread making, we're not making bread. You could make it into a nice little dough ball, and that will also help pick up any excess dough that may remain on the table. Oh, it's smooth. And then we will let it rest for about an hour and cover it with a damp cloth. While it is resting, we will start our chicken. So we are going to make our chicken, and like before, I said that I'm very familiar with these Sazon packs. My mom uses it in her Spanish rice, but it is a great tool to add color as well as flavor. And they actually give you little directions at the back. It says for every 4 persons, you use 1 packet. So we have 2 medium-sized chicken breasts here. First, I'm going to pour some olive oil on it. Yeah. I want to make sure both sides is well coated with the olive oil because you want the seasoning to stick. And what we'll be doing, we'll be searing the chicken breast on both sides first, and then after we will poach it. And by poaching, you just add water. We're going to use this entire packet. It also has salt in it as well. So I'm not going to add any additional salt, unless of course I need to afterwards. Flip it over. Sure it has. Yeah. Okay. Nice. You see that color already? So you're getting color and flavor. And I know some people saying, well, she ain't gonna add a little garlic, she ain't gonna add a little some. No, because these little packets here have everything that you need in it already, right? And we want to taste the flavor of the chicken. We don't want the flavors to be too muddled. So our pan is properly well heated. I'm just going to lower it just a little. And we are going to add in our chicken breast. Resist the urge to move the chicken before it's time. It is going to stick initially, that is fine. When it's properly well seared on one side, it will then remove itself from the pan, and then that will be the indication for you to flip. Do not attempt to flip the chicken before, okay? Just to show you guys, you see it's giving me room, it's actually moving on its own. That's an indication that I know that it's ready. I mean, if you have a non-stick pan, of course, it will help. But I am loving the color so much. Wow. Look at that. So I'm just going to let the other side get some color, and then after we'll add some water to it to poach it, and then we'll cover it. So we're now going to add our water. And the level we're going up to is just about halfway up. Just about halfway. And now we're going to lower. And then cover. So while this is doing its thing, we are now going to make the black bean salsa. So now we're going to make our black bean salsa. So I'm just going to chop up the shadow benny and celery. So we have all our veggies cut up, and now we're going to open the can of black beans and we're going to strain it out. So we're going to add our black beans in, and they've been well washed. We're going to add in our corn as well. So I'm just going to mix it first a little bit before we season it up. We're going to add some black pepper, some salt, toss this. We're going to add some lime juice now. So now we're just going to shred our chicken, and then the final step will be when we actually make the corn tortillas. So So our chicken is finished poaching and we are just going to shred it. And a very easy way to shred the chicken, it should be very moist and tender, is just use 2 forks and it will easily pull apart. And it smells really, really good. And that's it there, guys. Very flavorful. I know you might be thinking, oh, that's not enough seasoning. It is enough seasoning, trust me. Nice, so we're gonna make the corn tortillas next. So we have our chicken done and we have our black bean salsa done. So now we're going to actually make the corn tortillas. Now we do not have a tortilla press, so we're gonna make our own today. And you could use it with anything that you have at home. We are using a baking dish, as long as it has a flat surface, and then you're working with a flat surface here as well. So you're just gonna sprinkle a little bit of water here, and the water is gonna act as an adhesive, so to speak, for this cling wrap. Just cut, put it here, smooth it out. See? That ain't moving. And we're going to apply the same principle to the bottom of this cake pan. I mean, working with cling wrap could be such a pain, but at least with this, you know, with the use of the water, it makes it a little bit easier. If you've never tried that before, then you learned something today. And now we put this here like that. Lovely. So we're going to do our corn tortillas. I'm going to put a little water in my hand, just in case the balls are a little dry. Our griddle is on medium to high heat, and I am just flattening it into a little disc, and then putting it on my flat surface. And at this point, we're just using arm strength, because we don't have an actual tortilla press, and we're going to press down. You may need to go up on your toes for this. Nice, let me just press a little bit more. Right, and then we are going to remove it from the glad wrap ever so carefully, and then lay it in the hot pan. But you have to be careful. This is not going to touch my hand. You just start at one point and then you roll it off like that. It's going to cook for, let's say, I would say maybe about 30 to 40 seconds on each side. We're going to flip it once, then flip it twice, and then on the third flip, we will then see it starting to puff up, and that's what we want. So it is taco time, people. It is taco time. So I'm taking one of my tacos, putting some of the chicken on here. So you're gonna put on some of our fresh black bean salsa. Right. And the proper way to eat a taco is to hold it this way, tilt your head to the side. So the chicken was just, as you saw, it was seasoned with some olive oil and some of the Sazon seasoning and just a little added salt at the end. The flavors in it comes through a lot. It's very flavorful, and don't think that you needed to add a bunch of ingredients. The Sazon has cumin, it has garlic, it has annatto, it has all those things, and it worked. It definitely worked. And there were no flavors here that were muddled. Each flavor was distinct. The corn tortilla The texture of the corn tortilla is like, it is not like regular flour, and don't think like pastel either. It is chewy, but not grainy. Definitely a different flavor and consistency if you are accustomed to flour tortillas. So for those of you who are gluten intolerant, these corn tortillas will be a really nice addition. And well, the fresh black bean salsa, you can't beat freshness. You have all of your veggies in there, your corn for a little added sweetness. You have the onions, the tomatoes, the lime, of course, everything coming together to make a really nice cohesive taco. Yeah? So try it out and let us know what you think. Special thanks to Anthony P. Scott Limited for sponsoring this episode of Simply Local. The products that we have here being the Bob's Red Bell Masa Harina, and all of the Goya products that we use today can be found in leading supermarkets nationwide. So the next time you go grocery shopping and you see them on the shelf, do not watch them side eye and pass them by. Pick them up and try the recipe. As you can see behind here, the recipe for the corn tortillas is very easy. Try it out and let us know, and be sure to tag us in your videos. See you on the next one.